Welcome, foodies, to what I'm having for lunch. So I'm gonna make another vegan mac and cheese. It's from a website called Vegan Yumminess, and I'll link everything below. I have a tripod now, so I can actually set that up there and let you look at me instead of you staring at potatoes while I talk to you for 2 minutes. Website's Vegan Yumminess. Like I said, I'll link it down below. Someone posted the recipe in one of the Facebook pages that I'm subscribed to, but I can't remember which one or who it was now, so sorry. And they had a few alterations, nothing major. And this one is not fat-free. Sorry. This one's actually going to have some cashews in it, so feel free to leave those out. If you want a totally fat-free one that people seem to really enjoy, go check out my friend Jenny at Team Broccoli. She has a vegan mac and cheese that people just rave about. So I have tried that one also, and it's very good, but I love mac and cheese, so I am constantly trying new recipes. So yeah. Alright, so first you saw I had some potatoes there, and then I'm gonna, and it's the same basic idea, it's all the veggies, and then it's gonna be some cashews in there also for a little bit of fatty creaminess. So, let's get started. Alright, everything's chopped up and put in the pot, and I'm used to when you boil potatoes that you put the potatoes in cold water and then you bring it to a boil. So that's what I did here, but the recipe calls for you to bring the water to a boil and then add all the vegetables and boil for 10 minutes. So I guess whatever way works for you. It's just probably going to take longer to come up to a boil this way. So, hey, like I said, whatever works for you. Just basically boil it till it's tender. So just check on it because it's going to depend on how small you cut everything up. And here are the dry spices. I'll leave the recipe link in the description box below so you can get exact amounts and you can tweak it however you like. I've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, starting with a half a teaspoon of salt. I've got a pinch of paprika, and I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then I'm also adding a teaspoon of onion powder to it as well. And then I'm going to adjust it after I have tasted it and blended it all together. And in the background there, I have a half a cup of raw cashews and a quarter of a cup of soy milk. It calls for coconut milk, but I didn't want to open up my can of coconut milk just to get out a half a cup without having another recipe ready for it. So we're going to go with the soy milk, which won't be quite as creamy, but I'm sure it'll be fine, especially with all those cashews in there.
Hopefully this isn't too weird of an angle, but my veggies are done. I didn't time them, I just kind of kept checking them every few minutes until they were fork tender. I like to use a fork instead of a knife to check for the tenderness because a knife is going to cut through something much easier than a fork will because a knife is obviously sharper. So if something's not quite done, the knife's still going to go through it pretty easily, but if it's all the way done, the fork's going to go through it like butter or earth balance or whatever. So all I'm doing right now is I'm taking out the finished veggies and I'm putting them in my Vitamix while I'm stirring my macaroni so it does not stick to the bottom of my pan. Okay. Just using a slotted spoon. And what I should have done, and this is what you should do, is you've boiled your veggies, save that boiling water, and you're going to use some of it in this recipe for the sauce, but save that boiling water and boil your pasta in it. That way you've gotten 2 uses out of that water. You're not wasting the water. Yeah, and it's already hot, and it'll come to the boil faster for when you're needing to do your noodles. Sorry, I'm concentrating on this and trying to talk to you at the same time. It's not working very well. All right, let me finish this. I'm almost done, and then we'll dump in the rest of the ingredients.
Here's a quick tip for you. If you don't want to add oil to your pasta so it doesn't stick to itself while you're finishing your sauce, I usually just get a little bit of the cooking water and I'll add it in here, which I already did, and then stir it around and cover it up. And that kind of helps it a little bit from becoming one big huge clump. But my burners stay hot for a while, so I might actually go ahead and add a little bit more water because I really don't want this to stick. And the reason you want to use the cooking water, and I usually save some of the cooking water from the pasta, is the pasta cooking water is starchy, so it'll kind of help coat the pasta and keep it from sticking too badly to itself. All right, let's finish up that sauce. All right, I'm having a dilemma. I can't get a good angle, so that's where you're at right now. So I'm just gonna, yeah, like I said, not a good angle. I'm gonna add the spices. You know, the blue plate that had all the spices on them. Sorry. I keep getting interrupted while making this video, so I keep kind of losing my place of what I'm attempting to do here anyhow. So again, I'm going to add all that stuff up in there. Add all that stuff up in there. That's a real good sentence right there. Learn me some good English. Anyhow, put all that stuff in the blender. I'm going to blend it all up and see if it is the thickness, the texture, and the flavor that I want, and if it's not, I'm going to adjust it. Alright guys, please, whatever you do, do not leave the lid on your Vitamix, this little top part, or whatever style blender you have. If your blender doesn't have one of these caps, leave this lid off completely when you are blending hot items, because if you leave this lid on without any ventilation, you're going to get a big fat explosion. So if you do not have a Vitamix, and you're not going to put your plunger in it to help things move along a little bit, go ahead and top your blender off with a kitchen towel, so it'll still be covered and you won't have stuff all over the ceiling, but it still lets some ventilation through from all that steam. So I'm going to get to blending and pray that my tripod doesn't try to go rogue again. Okay, alright, give me a second here. Figure out what the heck I'm doing. Alright, let's blend her up. Alright, hot and steamy. I think you can kind of see the steam coming off of it. It smells really good. It smells like a typical nutritional yeast, vegetable-based sauce. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Wow. That needs some salt. It'd be a really good potato soup. That's good. But ain't no mac and cheese, man. I guess I should probably stop eating it if I'm complaining about it, right? Oh, boogers and snot. I'm sorry. It's just one of those days right now. Alright, I'm going to totally re-season this. Probably add a little bit more soy milk. I think I want to thin it out just a touch. And probably some other seasonings as well. Like I said, I think there's a lot more of the vegetables, like potato especially, in there than the recipe called for. So that's my fault. So time to adjust, and then I'll put it all together and I will show you my lunch, and then I will finally sit down and eat because I'm hungry. Okay.
Hungry. Okay.
Alright guys, this is pretty delicious. I don't know, I think I have an issue calling stuff mac and cheese when it doesn't have any even like vegan cheese in it. So I just like to call this macaroni noodles with a thick and creamy vegetable sauce, because that's seriously what it is, and that way people don't expect a cheesy flavor, but they get this nice creamy deliciousness flavor, and I think that's just as good, because holy cow, look at that. So feel free to add in some extra veggies to this. I poured in that whole thing of sauce because I like it saucy. So, and also, once this sits in the fridge, it's going to dry out a little bit, so extra sauce I think is a good thing. Technically, you are supposed to put this in a pan, cover it with breadcrumbs, and bake it, but I just never do that because it doesn't really do anything for me. So, I'm going to serve myself up a huge bowl of this, and try to enjoy the rest of my afternoon, and I hope you guys do the same thing. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye! Alright guys, so here's my lunch. I just topped it off with a very, very tiny pinch of this mushroom salt from Kitchen Pride Mushroom Farm, and I got it at the farmer's market this morning. So just to add another little layer of flavor, and I'm about to enjoy this, and I will see you all next time.